Grade 12 Business Studies. In the previous video session, we have discussed of chapter 5, Organizing, right? So we have completed the chapter Organizing. Already we have spoken about two managerial functions which are planning and organizing, right? In the first four chapters, in the first three chapters actually, we have discussed what is management, importance and significance of management. Then we spoke about principles of management and scientific management in chapter 2. In chapter 3, we have discussed about the business environment, what is the need of studying about the business environment, what are the dimensions of business environment and everything, how to deal with it, what is a new industrial policy and all those points we have studied in chapter 3. In chapter 4, from chapter 4 we have started getting into the managerial functions. What are the managerial functions, children? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Out of these 5 managerial functions, we have already discussed about planning and organizing. Planning means what? Designing a course of action, okay, with that should be put into effect with the stipulated time, the given time. It should not take too much of time, or there is no time limit, means the plan won't work out. There should be a proper time limit within which the plan should be, put into effect, implemented. Right. Then we have discussed various things about planning process, importance and all those things. In the chapter number 5, we have discussed about organizing. What is organizing? Implementation of your plans. Once you finish planning, you have to implement that plan by giving the clarity of the job and giving the clarity of the work relationship. Right. What is the expectation of that particular work and how to deal with it is what has to be explained in organizing. Then we have discussed the process in organizing. We have discussed about the importance of organizing. We have discussed what is an organization structure. In that we have discussed about divisional organization structure, and functional organization. Okay. So these two organization structures we have seen, their pros, cons, suitability we have discussed. Then we have discussed what is delegation, decentralization, a comparative view of delegation and decentralization. So we have planned, we have organized how to do it. What is the next managerial function, or what is the next step in managing your activities or running your organization? The next step is staffing, which is the lesson number 6. Your chapter 6 is staffing. Okay. This is considered to be one of the important managerial activities. Okay? Why? Because the business organization success depends on this particular managerial function. It is one of the important functions. Why? Because it deals with people, the human resources. What are the resources of a management? They'll say physical resources, they'll say financial resources and human resources. Physical, financial or non-living. So handling with them is not a big thing. Talk about human resources, they are living things and they are very competent, highly skilled, highly talented. Without the human resources, you cannot activate the other two resources. Okay, so human resources, they play a very, very big role and is a very essential part, and there are organizations which considers their employees as their assets. Okay, so there are organizations which do not allow their employees to leave the organization. They'll promote them, they'll raise the salary. Why do they do that? Because they want to retain their employee, they want to retain their workforce. Right, so when an employee becomes an asset to the organization does anything and everything to retain the particular employee. Human resources, employees are considered to be the principal assets of any organization. Okay? So, human resources in short are called as HR. And there is a separate course of, studying about human resources as human resources management. Okay? Even in MBA, when you go for the professional courses, you have a separate specialization which is called as human resource management. And we have managers who are human resource managers. We have a department, a separate function. Why? is what we are going to deal with in this particular lesson. So HR is considered as a principal asset of an organization. Okay, now what are we going to do? We have to understand first of all what is staffing, then only we can go further into the discussion about it. Okay, so it is an established fact that the growth of an organization depends upon the continual infusion of quality staff. It has to have increased its staff. What kind of staff they need? They need quality staff. It's not that someone who knows what is a computer can be put into a job for an IT company. I'm saying they need to have people who are highly talented in that particular field. There is a detailed example given in your book about Infosys, management of human resources at Infosys. There they have said that how important are their human resources, how well do they take care of their human resources. They cover the IT intellectuals and they have them under their control, and they delegate the authority, they get the work from them, and they feel that their staff are one of the important things that their organization is at the top. Right. So adequate staffing or the provision for appropriate human resources is an essential requirement of any organization. What is that? Adequate staffing. Proper staffing is an essential requirement. Need. Okay, there's a difference between need and want, and here it is a need. It is an essential requirement. Okay, what is staff? We have completed with the planning and selection of the organization structure. We have discussed whether it is a functional organization or it should be a divisional organization, should it be centralized, should it be decentralized, everything we have discussed. What is the next step? It is to fill the positions, okay, to involve the human resources into the organization to attain your objectives, to implement your plans. In organization, we study that it is giving the clarity of job and describing about the working relationships. To whom are you going to give the clarity? To the human resources. So what is the next step? Once these two are done, understood, we are going to the next step, which is called as staffing. So what it is to fill the various posts in the organization. It is to what? To fill the various posts and keep the post filled. That is, I filled the position, done. We wanted a manager, we recruited a manager, done. But within a week, if the manager leaves, then there is no point in a staffing function. Right? That is, to fill the jobs and to keep the jobs filled is called as staffing. It is described as a managerial function of what? Filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. So what is staffing? It is a managerial function of filling and keeping filled the positions in an organization structure. Let it be functional organization or divisional organization, but still this is an important activity. Alright children. So it is not that simply if you fill the position it's not enough. You need to keep the position filled means you should retain the employee. Keeping the position filled means nothing but retaining the employee. Okay, if he or she works for 1 month, I have done my work. Okay, they have filled the position means the staffing does not get ended there. It should take care, the function goes on. It is a process where it keeps the positions, all the positions in the organization structure filled. How? Adequately filled and with quality staff should be filled. It's not that someone I have appointed. No. Why do they have interviews, various kinds of interviews and all such things? For what? For finding the right person, the right man for the right job. Clear? So that is involved in the process of staffing. Okay, and not only that, you need to identify. Okay, you need to identify the requirement of workforce. First, what you have to do? You have to identify how many employees you need to fill your organization structure. And then you need to select them. You need to place them in their right jobs by giving a clarity in the work relationship. And then you have to go for promotion if they work well. Appraisal. Appraisal means what? You need to verify whether they are working as per the requirement, whether they have, improved, shown some initiative, contributed towards your organization's growth, all these things, how they are doing, like how we conduct tests for you. Why do we conduct tests for students? Just to know your understanding. How well you have understood. Are you able to understand the concept? Are you able to present it? Alright. Are you able to, grasp the meaning of it and to present it in the proper way? Have you studied the topic? Test it. Same only happens in a job appraisal. What happens? What is the requirement of the job? What did he agree during his appointment? Has he kept up his word? Has he worked up to the level? Has his work been, done in the right time? Did he maintain all the values required? All these are called as appraisal. So based on appraisal, only companies they'll promote. They'll give incentives. They'll give increment. All those things. And then development of personnel to fill the roles designed in the organization structure. When we talked about organizing, one important thing about decentralization, it said that developing managerial positions for future, managerial talents for future, we said. So when new positions are created, when the business expands and grows, when new position is created, we can find employees from our own organization. Alright, to fill the new positions it is designed. Because one person is so good in a particular field, that particular department might be created, given under that particular division, given under that particular employee as a separate department. Clear? Our organization never thought about advertising. We were just doing only the production, sales, finance, everything we were doing. So when we want to market our product, when we want to go for advertising, what do? We just give it to an advertising agency. We have separate advertising agency, right? We'll give to them, they will design it and they will promote the product. But in case you have come to know through decentralization, you have come to know that one such employee or some employee, there is a group where they are interested in advertising, they are giving nice suggestions for advertising, then the organization can have a new department called the advertising department. They can do it on their own. Why do they have to do it on their own, children? Because when you give it for an advertising agency, you need to pay. Cost might be too much. But when you have it in your own organization, you just have to procure the resources and it is not one-time use. It will become a capital good for you where you can use it. It's not an intermediate good connected with economics. Connecting with economics, it is not an intermediate good. Whatever you buy a camera or you buy a proper studio you built, or a proper room you fix for the shooting of advertisement, then it becomes a capital good for you. It's not an intermediate good. So just because you have identified that few personnel, few employees of your organization are interested in advertising, you can create a new department, a new function and give it in their hands. Right, it develops them as well as the organization. So what is staffing? It is basically about filling the positions in the organization's structure and of course keeping the positions filled. It's not that once it is filled and it is left out, the person left out. Keeping the positions filled or keeping filled the positions means retaining the employees. Once one person is promoted from assistant manager, they are promoted to manager. What happens to that assistant manager position? It becomes vacant. Again you need to fill the position. So is it a one-time work? No, it is a continuous process. Because you need to continuously promotion, you need to train them, you need to create new jobs if in case of need. All those things are called as staffing. So staffing does not involve only filling the jobs. It talks about keeping the positions filled by how? By first finding identification of requirement of workforce. First you need to find what is the requirement, how many employees do you need, how many managers, how many subordinates, how many technical people. You need to, have you seen wanted columns in newspaper and classifieds? They put wanted for this organization, manager 2, assistant manager 5. Okay, that is the requirement of workforce in that particular time frame. Alright, they give you the numbers, right? That is the requirement of workforce. And then next step is selection. They'll call for an interview, they'll select you. Then the process of recruitment goes on. Then if they need a training, if they need to be an apprentice, all those things. Then you place them in the right position. Okay, and then promotion. You apprise them, you study whether they are doing their work properly, you promote them, and then development of personnel also involves in staffing function. Alright, so how does it happen with a new enterprise and how does it happen with the existing enterprise is what we are going to discuss next. A new enterprise, in a new enterprise, okay, it is followed up after planning and organizing. So once these two are done, okay, once these two functions are completed, next we go with this particular function. What is the next function? Staffing. After planning and organizing, what do? You go with the next function which is called as organizing. Which is called as staffing. Once you finish planning, you will go for organizing. After organizing, you will find the requirement of workforce because your organizational structure is done. Once you decide your organizational structure, you will be able to know the hierarchy and you will be able to find the requirement of workforce and place them right. In an existing enterprise, what happens? We spoke about promotion and all, right? There even it is a continuous process. Some may, leave the job. Sometimes a new job will be created, a new department will be created. Then it becomes a continuous process. Okay? In an existing enterprise, it is a continuous process. So in a new enterprise, first time they need to do planning and organizing. But in an existing process, it is not that every time they have to follow it up with the planning and organizing. All of a sudden, if an employee leaves, they cannot wait. Okay, fine, I will wait for the next plan, next setting of objectives. Let them plan, let them organize. No, they can't go like that. In an existing enterprise, they have to keep on going, filling the positions and keeping the positions filled. Right, children? That is what we have discussed in staffing. So, what is staffing? Staffing is considered as a principal asset. What is it considered as? It is considered as a principal asset of the organization. What is considered? Human resources of a particular organization is considered as a principal asset, and then adequate staffing is an essential part. Many organizations are there where they add the human resources as assets of the company. Because a competent workforce will decide the success of your organization. It is not only with the physical resources and financial resources. The right use will be done by the human resources. So the adequate staffing and filling it up with not just like anybody, quality staff, competent workforce. We have discussed it in planning also, competent and skilled workforce. We have discussed it in many places where we discuss the importance of human resources. Right. So an organization's success is entirely entrusted on the objectives only if the right persons are in the right positions. Okay, I am a business studies teacher. All of a sudden, if you tell me to take maths, it will be difficult for me. Okay, same way a maths teacher might find it difficult to talk about business studies. In a school, if it is like this, think about organization. Even school is an organization, right? So it differs. The right person and the right job decides the organization's structure and organization's success. Alright, and then we have discussed what is staffing. It is described as filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. And then in a new enterprise, how it works, in an old existing enterprise, how it works. In a new enterprise, it works like after planning is done, after organizing is done, the next work is staffing. Whereas in an existing enterprise, it is a continuous process. Staffing does not talk only about filling the positions and keeping filled the positions. It talks about finding the requirement. First step in staffing is like identification the required number of workforce. Then goes for recruitment, process of recruitment, selection, placement. After placement, you go for the next step, which is like appraisal, promotion, and development of personnel. These are the various things we discussed about staffing, the meaning and just the concept of staffing. What are we going to discuss next? Staffing, the importance of staffing. Why do we say that human resources are principle as such? Why do we say that staffing is a very important managerial function? Why all these points are discussed is what we are going to discuss next. Human resources are called to be the foundation of any business. Okay, when we say that it is an asset, human resources are asset, competent workforce will decide the success of the business organization. We say that all because of staffing is an important managerial function. And how is it important? We say that it is a base, it is a key factor that decides the success of an organization. Alright. Importance of staffing. We say that human resources is a foundation. Okay? They are the foundation of any business, because after you are organized also, you just skip staffing function. You just jump directly to direct. Who will you direct? Who will you control? With whose help will you produce? Not possible. Without human resources, you can't go to the next step. Right? So we call it as a foundation. The right people can help you take your business to the next level, or the wrong people can break your business. So it entirely depends. It's like foundation means what? If the foundation is good, the foundation is strong, the building is strong. If the foundation is not good, it's weak, then the building might fall. We see in TV that the building has fell down, it got destroyed, disassembled. Why? Because the foundation wasn't strong. Right, same way human resources are called as the foundation of any business. In such a case, if that particular foundation is not good, if the organization is not given a right workforce, definitely it might lead to the breaking of the business. It might lead to loss, and at one point the business might become extinct. Whereas the right workforce can take you to the top by achieving the objectives in a more feasible way. That's why we say that it is very important to find the right workforce. Okay? And what are the other things? It is one of the fundamental and critical drive of organizational performance. It is very, very important. Again and again the same thing. The right people in the right job will take your organization to success. Okay, if the staffing function is assumed, it's found to be very greater. Why? Everything depends upon them. You need a competent and skilled workforce. That is why so many interviews, so many filtrations happen. They don't only see your technical, backup. They'll see your personal attitudes and attributes also. Because then only you will be able to, survive the organization and lead to the growth of the organization. They are always considered to be the important asset of an organization. This you need to remember it again. That is why I am saying this point again and again. The ability of an organization to achieve its goal depends upon staff. depends upon the quality of its human resources. That is why we say that staffing is very, very important, because choosing the human resources is the main function in staffing. So that is right, means the organization can go into a success rate. Okay, so we are going to discuss what are the benefits you get if you have proper staffing. To get these benefits, you need proper staffing. So you can call it benefits as well as the importance of staffing. The first thing is that it helps in discovering and obtaining competent workforce. Okay, so helps in, what helps in the staffing function helps in discovering and obtaining competent workforce. Okay, and the next thing is it makes for higher performance, that is by putting right person on the right job. Staffing function ensures right person in right job. So you get high performance. Okay, so that's why you need a proper staffing function. Then it ensures a continuous survival and growth of the organization, because if you have the proper, you have the same retained workforce, they know the organization very well. We'll talk about it in detail later, called job turnover. Okay, when people leave your organization, that itself is considered to be, a lack in your organization's abilities. If people are leaving your organization continuously, then there is a problem with your organization or with the employees. The employee turnover should not be much, should be less. That is, they should not leave your organization maximally. That much you should take care of your human resources, because they are competent, they are skilled, you only have chosen them, you have trained them. Same people are working means they will know about the institution, they will know about the organization very well, and they will have that, connect with the organization. They will not just do it as a work, they will take it as a passion and they will involve themselves into it. You need such a workforce only, right? Then only they will take it as their company and they will do their best. So it ensures the continuous survival and growth of it ensures continuous survival and growth of the organization. Alright, what is the next point? It helps to ensure optimum utilization of human resources by avoiding overmanning, or because in staffing we discussed about the identification of proper workforce, required number of workforce, and we spoke about appraisal, promotion. Because of that, we will be able to utilize the human resources to the fullest. Okay, in decentralization even we have discussed that we will identify managerial talent, skills, so that you can create new jobs and all those things. In such a case, you will utilize, okay, this person in my staffing function, I will be able to identify the talents of each employee. Someone is good at something, I can utilize that resources. Okay, so better utilization or proper utilization of human resources. Alright, so they don't want, like, adequate staffing will be there, at the same time overmanning will not be there. That is, for one job, one person, right person is there means enough. You don't want to have unwanted employees in your organization because you don't want to pay them extra. Okay, right quantity you can have. Fine. Improves job satisfaction and morale of employees through objective assessment and for fair reward for their contribution. Through appraisal, you will be able to identify how well they have worked. So when you appraise them, you can promote them. Appraisal means what? A study. So after that, you can promote them, you can give incentives. So it will improve them, it will motivate them, and it increases job satisfaction. It improves job satisfaction and their commitment. Okay, morale of employees. That is, their work can be analyzed and they can be appreciated properly. It's not only about telling that you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. It's always the point that you are right. Good, you are almost there. You can do it. Kind of words only will appreciate you, will motivate you to do better. If I say just like, what is the last test? You did not do it at all well. Come on, space. You did not study. If I say, or if any teacher says like that, you will feel bad. Next time you will not do even to that level. But instead of that, what do your teachers say? They say like, okay, you have tried a little bit, but you really can do it. I have confidence on you. Come on, you can do it. Try a little bit more. They'll support you. It's not just we say and we try to support you also in whatever areas you have been trying to help you out. Through that, you yourself will be motivated to work a little bit more. Even if you show a slight improvement, a mere improvement, it will be a very, very happy thing. Okay, same way only happens with employees also. It will improve their job satisfaction and morale, and of course you will be able to give them a reward for their contribution towards the organization. So staffing function must be performed efficiently by all organizations. It is a very important function. We have said it deals with so many things. So yes, it is essential for every organization to deal with it in a proper way. Alright, children. And next, it should be very good. Why? Because it will avoid the wastage of materials. That is, if competent employees are not there, they will not take care of anything, and it might lead to wastage of all the materials, time, effort and energy of the human resources. Okay, if they are not clear of how to do a work, then it is a waste of time for them as well as for you. So you need to give the clarity of job, you need to train them, you need to ensure that they are comfortable in their workplace and all those things. Fine. And then it will not be able, if the staffing function is not good, if the proper persons are not placed in production, then the quality of the product may get decreased and the sales of the product may get affected. So it should give adequate training. An organization should give adequate training which is required for doing a particular job. Because yes, I have completed, I have studied the particular degree I have studied and I have joined an organization. But the organization will have a design for that particular job. It will have a separate description for that particular job. How the job should be done in that particular organization. I know about production. Okay, but production of cosmetics is different from production of medicines. Production of food products is different from production of another food product. Right, even though you have the same batter for making dosa and idli, the process is different. The process for making dosa is entirely different from making idlis. Right, so you need training. Okay, I know to do dosa, so I will be able to make idli also is a wrong concept. You need training. Okay, so think it in a broader concept. Same way, I am able to do the production of medicines. I know about medicines. I studied in pharmaceuticals. Fine, done. But how it is done in that particular organization, that you should understand. How to handle a particular machinery. What is the process? You should feed the information in the computer. You need to be trained for all these things. Clear, children? You need to be trained for all these particular things. Then only, wastage will be avoided, time will not be wasted, human resources will be utilized properly. Training alone is not enough. Development also is required. How they develop themselves, periodically. As they join, I give a training, fine, done, over. No. In between also you need to train them, see how they are doing. We'll study about it in detail in the future topics. Right, on-job training, off-job training and all those things. It's a very interesting topic, that I can promise you. So please go through the topics that we have discussed today. I have taken very little. I have spoken what is meant by staffing and what is the importance, why do we say staffing is important, what are the benefits of staffing we have discussed. In the next session we will be discussing about staffing as a part of human resource management, how it is a managerial function and how it has to be done properly, how it has to be executed properly will be discussed in the next class. Clear, children? So go through it, answer your worksheet, try to understand it. If not, if you have any doubt, please feel free to reach me out. Okay children, thank you and may all have a wonderful day.